He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one. We're closing the border, and we're drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator, okay?
Okay, so why play that? We've heard it a bunch of times. We know what he said. We know what he's doing. Well, here's why. Because we need to, again, wake somebody up somewhere and give them perspective here. 237-year-old piece of parchment is all that stands. That's it. Between the democracy we've built and that, because Senate Republicans are actively signaling they're ready and willing to disregard the Constitution. They have not pledged allegiance to the Constitution. This time they've pledged it to their dictator, their dear leader, Donald Trump. And do you think this is an exaggeration? Some still do. Is that what you think? Senator Thom Tillis said to Not Us reporters, quote, that runs afoul of the Constitution in the strictest sense, Tillis said, but it's not uncommon for presidents to flex a little bit on where they can spend and where they can stop spending. Nobody should bellyache about that. Not us, again, what they're reporting here. So the 200 plus babies in one location who are vomiting, malaria, all kinds of diseases, while the medicine rots, right? It's like they can reach it, but they're not allowed to have it because this stops immediately. Don't even use the old medicine that's there. You better not touch it. No, don't bellyache about it. If they die, they die. That's basically what's being said. His response to being asked about Musk's takeover of the federal payment system, mind you, Tillis is on the Senate Appropriations Committee. It's supposed to be their job to say, we're in charge of the purse, Congress purse. To all the people out there who are not allowed to learn anymore, that's how it's supposed to be. He's not the only one. Rick Scott, Bill Hagerty, John Kennedy. John Kennedy, it's just everything about him. It makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up every time. There's something about, do you agree, John Kennedy? He just is such he's just this guy, okay, who wants to tell us how to live and that
you talking about RFK Jr.? You talking about John Kennedy from Louisiana?
That one, okay.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
I can't stand.
Yeah, he's a bit strange. Didn't he go to like Cambridge or Oxford or something like that?
And now he talks like this, right? Yeah, exactly. You're a fraud, you're a phony. Your politics used to be different, so did your accent. So let's knock it off. So it's just something about him. The rest aren't great either, Rick Scott, okay? But it's just something about Kennedy.
Who should be in prison.
That's right, Rick Scott, okay? What about all the nursing homes? A fine, actually got all that money. Anyway, I digress. Other GOP senators also expressed their willingness to let Musk's overreach stand. He's not even a citizen. He's not elected. He's not confirmed. He's a billionaire, the richest man in the world, who puts up a Nazi salute, holds up his arms, and has a milky belly that we are treated to every chance he gets. And it is disgusting, folks. And this is what we're talking about. Let him have at it. Quit belly aching, will you? Okay. Jackson, before we get your thoughts, let's highlight the next level hypocrisy here. It is rich. It is rich. Frequently tweeted about his support for the Constitution. Here's a few examples. Just put them up there. Scan them if you choose. It is what it is. One of the most resounding successes of President real Donald Trump. Republican Senate majority is confirming conservative judges who follow the Constitution. Say what now? The Constitution didn't talk about a dictator, okay? That was those clowns with the upside down flag on the Supreme Court. That was them. So basically, though, there's a ton of these, like that. But there's just one more that I do think we have to zero in on because it's perfect. And I do want to go through this one because it says it all. It really says it all. Many in DC have lost their way. I agree with that. Right up to the comma, I agree with that. But the Constitution will always be my guide to governing. That's a lie, okay? Who was it Representative Joe Wilson who screamed at Obama, you lie, okay? That was my vomit reaction to this tweet. And I do wonder what a younger Tom would say to who he's become today. But then I tend to believe that even as a child, my mother, dearly departed, I miss you, Mom, was a first grade teacher. And she used to say, I can tell who they're gonna become in the first grade. I already know their personalities, their ways, their integrity level. I know who they are. It's our job to shape it. But I know these are formed beings who have their own personalities. So I believe that a 6-year-old Tom was probably a butthole, okay? Who kind of just danced with the wind. What say you, Jackson?
Yeah, well, Elon Musk's dad gave an interview about what people used to think, and he kept using that R word, like he just, I just love saying it. God, I love associating this with my boy.
Him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, listen, violating the Constitution is what Donald Trump has been all about. He tried to stay in office. He had that organized people come in on January 6th to storm the Capitol.
You mean the coup attempt?
Yeah, the coup attempt, you know what I'm saying? He had that going on. He tried to just sign away birthright citizenship with an executive order. These people are all about doing whatever they can, so they're pushing those boundaries, seeing what they can get away with, seeing who's gonna stand up to them. And Donald Trump has shown, not just himself, but the GOP at large and much of the country, that there's a lot you can get away with here. And that a lot of the things that you thought were over the line and too far, in fact, are not. And there's a lot of things that the American citizenry just flat out doesn't care about.
Yeah.
So, they're gonna keep on pushing these lines because ultimately a lot of what they're going for is just flat out subjugation. That's why they're trying to get rid of all these federal employees so that there's less people to stand in the way of whatever it is that's on the forefront of their agenda.
Yeah.
And luckily, I guess luckily for us, we know what their agenda is, so it's not a secret. But still, they're gonna do whatever they can.
Show me the money. Yeah. Show me the money, capitulate. Let's bully our way through this thing. You know the rest.
When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?